Let's begin. It's
Woo.
been a while since we last talked. Say hello to the audience. They've come for
Okay.
some Hazbin Hotel. Let the discussion begin.
Jazz hands.
Not exactly how I wanted to say it, but yeah.
Well, we can't visually show jazz hands, so I thought jazz hands.
Well, no, I was the song that I had in my head like, ooh, I want to do this, but yeah, it's
You're good, you're good.
so. I guess introduce yourselves. I'm Juan, the Chompy Man, here with an old friend I haven't spoke to in a long time.
Extremely long time.
Yeah,
I am Jackie, or known on a lot of my art channels as Creepy Wolfie.
yeah. We're here to discuss about the latest sensation sweeping the nation, Hazbin Hotel.
Woo! Best animation ever. 10 out of 10, highly recommend.
Best animation. That's a bold statement. I do
Hey man,
feel
I
like
saw it from day one.
yeah. So you saw the so you're talking about the pilot.
I saw the pilot, I saw even Hell of a Boss during that time. Like,
Well, Hell of a Boss got a lot more episodes, so I began to think that Hazbin Hotel was going to be a movie that they were working on. That it was like, oh, is it going to be like a movie? And that's why we haven't got that
gotcha.
much.
Yeah, no, that's what everybody was thinking of too, was just that it was going to be a movie, like at least a musical movie, but everyone went feral at the thought of it actually being a series, and so they made it into a series.
Um, yeah. Which I was surprised. What do you think about the differences between the pilot and the main product?
Differences, not gonna lie, I was a little bit sad that the original cast couldn't be on there.
I was sad too, but I'm not sure if that. I'm not sure how the original cast feels about it. If there was like a legit reason why they couldn't reprise their roles, like like the studio, Amazon backing them, like at
Yeah, I feel
studio
like
meddling or what. I don't know the situation with that.
it might have been like a more legal issue with like how they're more on the internet and on YouTube, and they have act in the company that ran Hazbin Hotel probably had voice actors on the side, like professional ones that actually, as much as I love the original cast, a lot more paid actors for it. You know?
Yeah, I know. I heard they got a lot of actors from Broadway. I heard that Adam's voice actor was someone who was in Broadway.
Oh yeah, no, that one I was surprised with. That explained a lot with Adam's like music stuff with it.
Yeah, it was a good musical. I guess the thing I'm talking about with the pilot is I think the biggest difference is Husk's character.
Like as in voice wise or like character design wise?
I think I'd say voice, character design, and attitude.
I mean, that I could fully understand. I mean, they kind of went with Huss being like this dude that was not redeemable, that he's only here for the liquor
He was
kind
more
of
of a.
thing.
I mean, in the main product, he was more of a chilled, annoyed drunk.
I mean, who isn't?
Like he was chill. He was a chill person, but he was also kind of annoyed with like the stuff going on around him. While in the pilot, he was an angry boy.
He's a cat. And from what it made it seem like, it's like the thing that happened in the pilot happened almost a week after the series.
True, but I mean, then there's also, I guess you can say it was a lie. Alistor Gosh, I feel like I'm mispronouncing the name like so many anime dubs do.
I mean,
Alistor.
Alistor.
Alistair.
It.
Oh
I mean, it all
god.
depends on who calls him what at this point. We just call him the radio demon.
Yeah. So what was I saying before?
Husk is an angry cat.
Husk is an angry cat. Oh, in the main product, when Lucifer visits, Alistair says that it was his idea to call it the Hazbin Hotel.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if that was just a blatant lie or if that's just new canon. Because I'm pretty sure in the pilot, in her song about the hotel, she says Hazbin Hotel.
If I actually remember right, she did call it the Happy Hotel first. But Alistair kept calling it Has Been throughout the whole pilot. So I guess Charlie just decided to stick with it because it
Well, I
was
guess maybe that's just a
consistently.
I haven't seen the pilot in a while. I'm like, I swear she says at my Hazbin Hotel.
I think now she calls it the Has Been Hotel.
Alright, so I guess that tracks. But then there was
Yeah, I
also
don't know.
that Charlie leaves a voicemail to her mom, or she calls her mom, and says, I think Dad was right about me, which kind of hinted that in at least Viv's beginning notes of what she was doing was a more of a breakup between Charlie and her dad. I guess more
Yeah.
problems than what we got.
Yes, which from the series it kind of adds up to what was that relationship between Charlie and her father throughout the whole series.
Well, it kind of felt like maybe one of those kind of bad divorces when the mom kind of makes an effort to keep the child away from the dad.
Ah,
It kind of seemed like one of those. Which I
maybe.
guess even then it doesn't make sense why she was so why it's oh, she doesn't want to talk to her dad. When it seems like a lot of her attributes kind of come from her dad.
I think it was more. It kind of does a little bit of spoilers for that very last episode,
I
but
mean, we're talking spoilers. You can go full on spoilers.
okay.
This
I
is a
think it kind of
spoiler discussion. This is a full on discussion, people watching.
this is hecka spoilers, like hecka spoilers. But especially more with how it was in the end, where it showed Lilith up in heaven. So I'm assuming it had to deal with the deal with Adam, kind of thing. And that's what made her try to hide Charlie away from Lucifer because Lucifer was so hyper focused on the job that he was supposed to be, the
Really, it looked
protector,
like he
the
was just
king.
making ducks.
That's his way to cope with his depression. I mean, everyone does something weird when they're depressed.
I guess so. I guess so.
Because he did point at a duck and said, "Take that, depression." So,
He did. I mean,
that's what I'm assuming.
I mean,
And that's what
it'll be
spiraled.
up by the time I post this video of us discussing this. But in my discussion, I said that this show has a lot of extended lore. It's like Lord of the Rings. If you know how Lord of the Rings has a lot of extended lore other than the books and the movie that J.R.R. Tolkien did.
Yeah, gotcha.
It feels like that because I've just seen people on the internet oh yeah, that background character is actually Angel Dust's sister, and I'm like, damn, I would not have known that.
Oh
Or
yeah,
saying
Vibs
oh yeah,
has.
these demons this Alistair died in 1930. This character died in this time period.
Oh yeah, especially she has a lot of live streams that basically, or whenever she posts on Twitter, it explains literally almost everything that has happened in the series or anything that fans have questions of that don't want to wait until the next the next season kind of thing. So she
Yeah.
has different answers for different things, and I'm assuming with the relationship between Charlie and Lucifer was a whole, like, something happened between Lilith and Adam. Sorry, my phone keeps going off. And, like, Lilith caused a thing that made Lucifer spiral into depression worse whenever he fell from heaven, basically. That's why he started the obsession of ducks to cope with his depression.
Yeah. Can I just say I love that Lucifer's a short guy. I feel so seen.
Short king! Literal short king.
I was in denial in high school. I was like, I'm not short. 5'4" isn't short. And then I see people who are saying, oh yeah, 5'9" is short. And I'm like, then what the heck am I?
People who think 5'9" is short, they are short themselves. Because I'm only 5 feet tall, and I hate being 5 feet tall.
I know, but...
So having Lucifer as a short king is the best they ever made.
I mean, I imagine you follow what's his actual height? What's Lucifer's height?
I actually never looked it up, and now I kind of want to. I am 100% betting that it's under 5'5".
I don't know. I feel like a lot of short characters I look up to are 5'5", and I'm like, dang it, if I had that 1 inch. I could be like Ippo and Vegeta.
Honestly. Nah, like the one I laughed about was when I ended up looking up Rukia's height and Toshiro Hitsugaya from Bleach. They were under 5 feet, like under 5 feet tall, and I was like, yes, finally, strong characters that are close to my height.
Oh, I guess a little bit of a tangent from Hazbin. How are you enjoying the 1,000-year war of Bleach?
Oh, dude, I am loving it to bits.
I don't know if
animation
you ever read
quality.
the manga, read the manga, if all this stuff is like new to you or not.
Oh no, I like binged the manga as soon as like the anime was over.
Oh, so you know what's gonna happen. It's just nice to see it animated.
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right, well, okay, that's awesome. Me too. Tangent over.
Tangent over. So far, Lucifer. I can't find it. It's been saying that he's 6'6", but I'm like, then how tall is everyone else?
You're telling me Lucifer's 6'6"?
Yeah, and apparently everyone else is like giant.
So was Alistair like 9 feet tall?
Honestly. Damn, now I'm trying to find it. Now I can't really find much about his height.
Well, I guess I don't know. Viv seems like the type of person that would have all that, like, information about her characters.
I feel like we would have to, like, message her or something and be like, we gotta know. We need to know how tall is Lucifer.
It's like Medrano to Medrano. I just got this question.
Oh, right, you have the same last name as her.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
I remember seeing her last name. I was like, wait. I had to double take. Like, I'm a Medrano too.
That is actually really cool.
Yeah, but who knows how many Medranos are out there in the world?
Honestly, fair. It's the same way with like any other like Hispanic names. It's like everyone could be related but could be not related.
It's like, oh, she's my second cousin, twice removed.
Twice. Yeah.
I think that's
twice
what Pippin
removed.
says in Lord of the Rings about Frodo.
Oh.
He's like, Frodo Baggins, he's my second cousin, twice removed.
Second twice removed.
But you actually really enjoy it. I feel like I miss Alistar's more. Yeah, that's like his name's like a tongue twister now to me. Alistar's more radio like energy he had in the pilot.
Well, then again, it is Hazbin Hotel, and it's supposed to be centered around Charlie, since Charlie's the main character. Maybe the next season we might see a little bit more.
Yeah. Well, no, I guess I feel like the new Alistair that's like the main continuity now. He's more like, what's the word? It starts with an S. No, it starts with a C. He's more cheeky. He's more cheeky and more like open about his evilness. It seems like you can tell, like, yeah, this guy's up to no good.
I mean, hell, everyone is up to no good at this point.
Well, yeah, I mean, well, there's all, like I said, extended lore. I didn't know the difference between like sinners and winners, and I guess there's firstborn, and there's like a pyramid hierarchy in hell.
Oh yeah, no, I saw that pyramid, and I made jokes with so many different friends that Nifty should be at number 1 at that pyramid.
I thought Nifty I think I saw a video that someone was saying that Nifty and other characters would be up towards the bottom of the hierarchy.
Yeah, because they're overlords. Because there's imps, sinners,
I think they
and then
said like they're
overlords.
imps.
I need to look at that pyramid again.
Yeah, boy, I don't remember all of it, so I didn't know a lot of stuff. I would say it's kind of hard for newcomers to come in because there's a lot of Easter eggs for longtime fans.
Yeah.
But now I'm starting to realize when Adam's song, when he said, "Are they sinners? Are they winners?" It's all cut and dry.
Honestly, not gonna lie to you, I did not know about the winners part of that's what's called for, I guess, anti-sinners of heaven. I did not know that they were called winners, which I kind of find it a little, what do you call it? Not ironic, but like, very, English is the most horrible language and I can't think of anymore.
It's because we've been out of school so long. We're getting old.
We're getting old. The English language is gone. But it's like, it's a little off that heaven would consider human souls that are better than hell considered winners. And I can't think of what that word is. But kind of think something like that. Like, that is kind of odd that they call heavenly souls winners and hellborn, basically hell's souls, sinners. Like, you think there would be, like, I know it's for, like, a rhyming sake, but I feel like that, just the wording that they had to do for it.
Well, I guess I'm not entirely sure how long this pyramid's been, like, a thing in Viv's, like, lore of Hazbin Hotel.
Yeah.
But, I've watched it twice now. The music is living rent-free in my head. Hell is Forever is playing, like, constantly in my head on repeat.
For me, it's more of the Husk and Angel Dust song.
Poison?
Nah, I think it's called Loser Baby.
Oh, okay, yeah, I know that one. Thought
Yeah,
you
yeah.
meant, like, Husk's song and Angel's song.
Oh, nah. It's the two of them that they sing together, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that song I forever have burned in my head, and I know every single lyric to it.
I guess that one wasn't as catchy to me, and what, like, music, like, catches me.
Yeah. Which is understandable for you to like the Hell is Forever song. Because that song really surprised me with how the series was gonna go as a musical. Because whenever because I'm actually not a big fan of musicals. I find it dumb that a song has to be played every 5 minutes of a series, and I thought it was dumb. But Hazbin Hotel made me realize that if the song is played good enough,
Damn, so you're telling me you ain't a
musicals
fan of
feels
Sweeney
nice.
Todd?
I actually like Sweeney Todd. I just recently watched it. I have never seen it up until like 2 years ago.
Uh, when you said
Yeah, that
recently, I
was
was thinking maybe like 6 months or something.
no. I'm barely getting into like a lot more movies and series now because I think it might be because of the age. Because I'm at the age where at home is you're either watching stuff on YouTube, Netflix, or any sort of movies or series instead of playing video games and anything like that because I feel like I don't have the time.
I get that.
Yeah. So it's like I'm barely catching up with the movies that I've never seen because of being that sheltered kid.
Yeah, have you seen JoJo's Bizarre Adventures?
Not yet,
Oh dang,
actually.
this ain't gonna hit as hard for you. Cause I think I found out that Adam's voice actor in the Japanese dub of Hazbin Hotel is Speedwagon from JoJo's Bizarre Adventures.
I mean, the cat in Coraline is the cat in Hazbin Hotel. Literally, Husk is the same voice actor as the cat
Oh, you talking
in
about Keith
Coraline.
David?
Yeah.
Oh,
It tripped me out
I
when
guess I
I
don't
first heard
hear
that.
Keith David's voice as much in the cat in Coraline.
Dude, he is in like almost anything.
I
Like,
know.
I feel like his voice is everywhere. And the only main reason why Coraline stuck with me is because I have a younger sister who's adores Coraline.
How old is this
So it's
younger
like,
sister? That movie's creepy.
she said it's been her favorite movie for years on end. And she's currently right now 18.
Oh, all right.
So it's her comfort movie.
I don't
So
know. I
whenever
guess
she
I
feels
guess for
sad, we're
some
like,
reason I was
Coraline.
picturing you being like, "Oh, my 12-year-old niece is it's her favorite movie." I'm like, that movie's freaky for any kid. Like that movie freaked me out. It still does.
You see, she kind of watched that movie when she was 8 and she loved it to bits. So,
I mean, I loved it too, but it's like it's a creepy movie. I can't look at
honestly, my
small
sister's a
doors the
little whack,
same.
but I mean, us and our family, we horror movies hits us a little different. Anything creepy was interesting or it scared us half to death. It just depends on which one.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So I guess what would be some dislikes of? Would you have any dislikes of the Hazbin Hotel?
Uh, that's a good question because honestly, the fans made it more hateful than anything. Like they would hit nitpick a little bit.
Oh, really? Fans are hating on it?
A little bit, yeah. Some fans that were long-term fans for like for the pilot and also for Hell of a Boss, I've been seeing them nitpick at little details, and I'm like, are you guys just nitpicking because Vivzy Pop is a woman and she's not white, or you guys just hate the series because you're hating the fact that someone finally hit a successful route, kind of thing?
Well, I
And
mean, people have
like,
different reasons to nitpick. I think the change in character design is people have. I mean, someone pointed out that it's probably for the animators, so everything's more streamlined and easier to animate.
yes, that I definitely agree because like I didn't like it as much until I read up to the full it needs to be easier for animators to animate, especially more since I got down to handle animation at one point in time in my life. I sat there going like, yeah, no, I would not like I guess the Hell of a Boss episode where um Beelzebub was there. I would hate to animate the swirls of the different colors that she has in her hair and in her stomach. So the
Yeah,
thought of having to animate all of that, and especially for Hazbin Hotel with all the different effects for everything, I was like, that looks difficult as hell, but I'm glad the animators did a really good job, kind of thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Like,
only
I
noticed
can't
slight
really
differences from
hate
the
on it.
pilot. I think Angel Dust is a lot more mean in the pilot than in the show.
Hmm. I mean, in the pilot, he was known as the famous porn star. So,
But no, like when he's talking
and
to like Vaggie, like it seems like he's trying to like poke buttons in the pilot.
it's be okay. So, because my boyfriend's like this. It's because he finds pleasure in um what's it called? Finding the right buttons to piss someone off because it's funny. So he thought Angel during the pilot was like, "Oh, this is a new chick who has anger issues to the max. How do I push her buttons enough where I'm not getting murdered yet?" Kind of thing.
Well, I heard that people if you can't really die in hell unless it's by from an angelic weapon. That
That
eventually
is
you
true.
just put yourself back together.
You know, I'm actually interested in that aspect of that because I'm like, how long would it take? Like, how much damage will it take, kind of thing? Because Alistair was gone for 7 years because apparently he actually died.
See, I did not know that. I didn't know. I thought he was just gone for a while.
Not gonna lie to you, I didn't know either until I actually looked it up, and apparently the break he had was because he almost died in the last extermination, or the extermination that happened 7 years ago. And apparently, the deal was for him to live on because of Lilith. People are suspecting that it's Lilith that he made a deal with.
I've
That's
heard
why
it's
he has a
Lilith, and
forever
I've heard
smile.
other people say something about someone or something named Rue.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah, that one cannibal chick, wasn't it?
No, that's Rosie.
Rue. It was that one chick that looked like a weird symbiote thing.
I don't think Rue was. I don't think I saw Rue even in my second watching. I think it's an extended lore type of thing.
Yeah,
That's
no,
like short for root of all evil. It's something like that, and I'm like, dang, so much
I
lore.
mean, that would make sense. There is a lot of lore in Hazbin Hotel and also Hell of a Boss that
Well,
it's
I
just
actually heard
intense.
that due to licensing, Hell of a Boss is now like no longer connected to Hazbin Hotel.
Really?
Yeah, I swear I
So
heard
then
that
does
somewhere.
so then does that mean they have to redo like the designs for the sinners?
That there's like some things that like transfer over, but like we won't see the Hell of a Boss cat like characters in Hazbin Hotel.
Yeah.
And I guess that explains why the owl in Hell of a Boss wasn't there for the Overlord meeting, because I imagine he's an Overlord unless he's higher up on the totem pole.
He's higher up on the totem pole. It's the whole princes and like it's like that weird because I don't know if the seven deadly sins are higher than the princes of hell or vice versa kind of thing because Lucifer would be technically a prince and a sin,
Blowing my
you
mind
know?
right now. I didn't even know that there were the seven deadly sins there.
Oh. Because I know in Hell of a Boss, we got to meet like 3 of the 7 deadly sins. So I'm wondering if they're just gonna keep those 3 in Hell of a Boss and then do the rest of them for Has Been, or they're just gonna redo the whole designs for them.
Well, like I said, I don't know if this is fact. I heard it somewhere.
Yeah. But that's interesting, though. That is an
And
interesting
then I
thing that
thought,
if
like,
they
I
end up
guess
having
that
to do
makes
that.
sense if that is the case.
Yeah.
But yeah, lots of things. I think there's so much to talk about, but I can't even dial in on what I want to talk about.
Well, what's on your list to talk about, and then we'll
I actually don't have a
hopefully get
list.
through.
We're shooting in the dark, Jackie.
Oof.
What are bullet
Well, we've
points?
talked about.
you nerd out about with Hazbin Hotel.
I do. I nerd out a little way too much because I have learned the whole lore and everything with it.
Well, you're
Like, it
invested in it.
is.
That's why I have those fandoms. I'm super invested in. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Like,
Like, I got a little too crazy with it because of how I saw it from the very beginning and from the very end, and I'm over here, like, excited with almost anything with it. That's why I say that I can't hate on Hazbin Hotel on anything. Like, yes, there's some things I dislike about it. Like, some of the voice actors feel like they don't fit too well. But I can't hate on the decisions that Vivzy make because it's technically not my show.
yeah,
Kind
and
of thing.
that was the pilot. I mean, it's very common for things to change from pilot to the final product.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty sure Ichigo, I think Bleach had guns, and Ichigo had a gun before Kubo
Oh,
decided
yeah.
fell on
Rukia
swords.
was supposed to be like the main character with a scythe, while everyone had guns because it was supposed to be called Sniper instead.
I mean, I think that would have been nice. I mean, it's true we don't have enough anime main characters, females that fight.
Yeah.
I don't think I can name 10. Like like the main character. Like I think Maka, the character from Claymore. There's
Um.
others I can't think of them just on the top of my head that are main characters and also like just kick ass.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure like your fans of your content will probably sit there and list it all in the comment section of being like, "Oh, it's these characters that have female leads if you want to ever watch them."
That's the thing. Yeah, I don't got too many fans yet. I'm barely starting out on YouTube.
Honestly, the first 5 people are usually the best people to have. Cuz that's what I always tell myself.
Yeah, but I'll just go. I mean, if I'm entertaining enough, they'll stay.
Exactly.
Speaking of
You just
entertainment, I think Vox is one of my favorite characters.
Is it because his go lucky like haha attitude of being cocky and stuff?
I think so. I think it's also I like his design and it's just like wow, it's just like so brilliant that Viv like yeah, this guy and the Radio Demon got beef.
Oh yeah, like there is way a lot of beef from what I've heard.
Probably a lot of extended
Like
lore beef that I don't even know about.
so apparently because of how okay, there is beef because of 2 things. One, because of what Alistair said about, how oh, he asked me to join the team and I said no and now he's pissy about it. Uh there's that.
But then
And
they could
also
have been
there
called the
is
V's.
well, technically an upside down V is an A.
That don't make a difference.
Honestly, it would have been hilarious if they actually got Baggy into their group because of how she's also a V.
It's like I need to know. I need season 2. I need a prequel to the V's.
You need a prequel to the
Like I
V's.
need a prequel episode, like a little 5 minutes to see like how did they come up? Did they come up with the name first? And it's like okay, were there people like we want you, but your name doesn't start with a V, and we want to be called the V's. We got a name brand to consider.
You're right. But like that, it also makes sense if it's with the V's, and then the fact that they asked Alistair because there was a what do you call it? An Easter egg in the background for Vox is there is a photo of him and Valentino, and his head was one of those box TVs first
Oh, I
before
did
he was
not.
a flat
I
screen.
think I got to keep an eye out for that when I rewatch it in Japanese. And my
Yeah, no, dude.
and
There is a lot. So like
dang,
I feel like there is more lore between Alistair and Vox and Valentino because from what it seems like they've known each other for like centuries.
I guess my big complaint about I guess one complaint the only I have about Hazbin Hotel is I feel like it packed so much into 8 episodes that we only got breadcrumbs of everything.
Yeah,
Because I guess you
but then
think the
again,
V's would be the big bads of the season with how they're set up in the first 3 episodes.
maybe that's just what they're planning on doing
Season
for the
2.
rest of the series, kind of thing. Because like I kind of agree with you, they kind of did in like packed in so much for the first season, but I think it's because they probably were worried that it wasn't going to make that much money,
Which
so
is
they tried to
sad
make as
because, I mean,
much.
in 8 episodes, we're told that 6 months pass.
Oh, wait, that I did not know. What happened?
6 months pass because in the first episode when she meets Adam, he says, "I know it's just been a week, but we'll be back in 6 months."
Oh, right, and then almost at
And
the
the
end of the
final episode
episode,
is Extermination Day, so it's 6 months after the first episode.
gotcha. I think it's because they wanted to make sure, like, they. I actually don't know because that's a. Time skips are off usually in series because it's like you think every episode's it's every day in hell, but I guess in Hazbin Hotel's extent it feels like every month kind of thing is an episode.
Yeah. But like I said, they
Yeah,
packed so much in, we didn't really get to see Charlie. We only saw little snippets of Charlie, like, building up her exercises of what people were going to do.
I think it's also because not a lot of people wanted to see all of that. Like they wanted to see about their favorite characters. Like I know for a fact I wanted to see like Angel Dust basically like look at Valentino and like grab one of his guns and like shoot him immediately. But we can't technically have that just yet because it hasn't built up character to it. Or but the fact that the show is about Charlie, I feel like I don't know, it's like they're trying to get that it's Charlie's story through one season and then work around the characters for the next one.
Yeah, I kind of miss Charlie's black eyes, not gonna lie.
Black eyes. Oh, yeah, because she has a whole different set of color eyes compared to the pilot.
Well, hairdo too. And in the pilot, it
Well,
seemed like she had like a demonic tick.
a demonic tick.
Like, you know, when she's singing her song, like every so often, like she'd go into like her demon mode. Like it seemed like there was like a.
Oh, like the whole thing, like where she switches off from like, yeah, like from like her normal self to the demonic looking form to it.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
like she's wanting to be good, but then like okay, yeah, there's like this little like demon part of her that like comes out every so often, like boom, like red eyes, sharp teeth.
Gotcha. I feel like that was more. How do I put it? It's like. I think that was one issue was the animation thing. Because trying to add that into animation like every so often the like mid song, I feel like that would be confusing for like a lot of the animators, you know?
Maybe it was just one thing that I noticed because like okay, she kind of just happens when she gets mad, but in the pilot, it seemed like a tick, like because she's like, oh, there'll be no more fire, but she's like smiling with red eyes and sharp teeth,
Yeah.
and then she goes
No,
back to normal.
that's definitely fair. I mean, I think we got a hint of it in her beginning song of basically the her happy day in the Hazbin Hotel, like that very first song that she sings.
I guess I have to go back and look at that one. I think that's one that I haven't listened to. Is not so much as rent free in my head because it didn't like grab me right away.
Gotcha. I think it's because it was like again everywhere with a bunch of different visuals and everything.
Yeah,
Because that first song that she sang, it had a lot of visuals for every single part in her lyrics. Like it was a little intense, but I get the gist of it, you know?
well, I mean, you were in band, right? Or you did lots of music in high school?
Uh, I was I was more raised into music, so it's like
Alright,
anything
so
with
do you know the
music wise.
lingo?
Yeah, I know like the
So
lingo
what's
around
the
like music
lingo
stuff.
when it's the same beat but different words and everyone says their word and at the ending they play all of those together?
It's in the top of my brain, and I'm trying to remember back with like all my music studies. Um, shoot, I don't remember. But I know what you're talking about. But I gotta say, they do kind of technically do that a lot in Hazbin Hotel. Like, it first plays the beginning part of what they're going into with the song, and then explains everything in the whole song, and then goes back to right in the beginning of what that same tempo that was supposed to be.
They
I don't know. There
do.
was like a lot. It's it's different. It's weird. My music knowledge is like almost dead at this point with how much I'm more into the art and design aspect for a lot of things. So it's like I'm more focused on the design aspects in Hazbin Hotel more than the music, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Kind of
But
hoping Adam isn't gone and he comes back, but as in hell.
oh, every fan is hoping for that he becomes basically a sinner right after
I don't
with
know. I mean,
how
he seems
Serpentius
too.
was redeemed.
I mean, he's that asshole that you love to watch on TV and see from a distance, but he's not one you'd want to interact with or like even know. Like you know,
He is
he is a
definitely one of
dick in
those.
Hazbin Hotel, but he is an entertaining one.
You're not wrong. Honestly, you're definitely not wrong. Adam's character very fits the ego of hell yeah, dude, I am the first guy in heaven and on earth. Of course I'm gonna be this badass person, like no one can stop me kind of thing.
I was surprised. Well, I guess when he fought Alistair, I thought like Alistair would win. Like, oh no, Adam is stronger than Alistair.
Honestly, that kind of surprised me too for a little bit. I was like, oh, so Alistair isn't as strong as everybody was hyping him up for.
Well, he's strong, but he's not like as strong as I
God
was
strong.
thinking.
Well, I
That it
mean,
was like,
Lucifer
okay,
just
yeah, it took
basically, like,
Lucifer to clap to be the one to clap Adam.
of course. I mean, for eons of rage against Adam, you can kind of see it in his face that this is basically payback from with Lilith and Eve kind of thing. And he
Yeah.
was even toying with Adam too.
So with all the motifs, do you think we're gonna get other things like from the Bible?
Probably.
Like, do you think there's
I
gonna
mean,
be a
we're
Jesus and God? I don't think there is because it seemed like in this world that Viv made that these angels made the world.
yeah, I think it's more she's heading towards the there is multiple gods kind of thing. Like it's like the whole Dante's Inferno kind of thing.
That makes sense.
Yeah, because in the Bible, technically there isn't a Lucifer.
Well, I mean, he's known by a lot of names.
Yeah. That's just mainly Satan the most. And I'm thinking she's hitting towards more the Dante's Inferno kind of thing, where there's the seven rings of hell with the seven rings of heaven kind of thing. That's why there's that weird pyramid. You know?
Yeah. Wondering where they're gonna go. I mean, in the thing that Sarah says that there's a lot that Charlie doesn't know, so I'm wondering if there's more to that.
Probably, because I'm like, if one sinner for just a self sacrifice led him to be redeemed, there could be a lot more to it. That it might get Charlie in trouble with all of it.
I
because
could
even
see that.
the Seraphim was worried about Emily was her name.
Yeah, her sister.
Uh, yeah, she was worried about her becoming a fallen, just exactly like Lucifer.
Well, I mean, we haven't met the other ones like her because it said a group of them, banished Lucifer. I don't think it was just her.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably why of how we have the whole seven deadly sins kind of thing because I even researched for demons myself, and there has been a lot of the seven deadly sins used to be the seven virtues, or they would also be like different types of angels, like Asmodeus, the angel of lust, actually used to be kind of like an angel, like similar to the god of love and beauty, like Aphrodite kind of thing. So once Lucifer fallen, it took everybody else of the seven deadly sins with him, kind of thing.
Yeah,
So that could be something what Vivzy might be doing.
yeah. I mean, it's great that she got this far with her projects.
It's intense with how
I mean, a
much
lot of
knowledge
her
that she
art,
put
like
into it.
there's like that. It has that deviant art like flavor to it. Like some of the stuff that she draws, I'm like, yeah, I think I saw Jackie draw something like that before.
I mean, you're not wrong. I mean, it did remind me of back in the ye olden days where DeviantArt was hyper with the neon wolves
OCs,
and stuff.
Neon Wolves, and OCs.
Yeah. I think that's probably why I didn't like hate so much on Vivzy Pop, because of the fact that like I have my own world similar to this too, and it's just a bunch of her own OCs. Like if you go through her, I think her Twitter or one of her live streams, that some of the animators actually made themselves Hazbin Hotels, and also for Hell of a Boss 2 different imp OCs for the whole
I think I heard
series.
they're called like Hell Sonas or something.
Yeah, they all made themselves Hell Sonas for the series just for background characters.
I mean, hey, that's like the dream. I mean, imagine I kind of maybe kind of feel like maybe Beyond the Spider Verse did that. Like here, make your OC Spider Man, but not too elaborate, and they can be in the background.
Exactly, yeah. So I think that's what Vivzy has been doing lately, and especially more with the whole thing now that she's with A24 company.
Yeah. So I've watched it twice. How many times have you watched it?
I've watched the series once.
Wow, fake fan. I thought you were real, Jackie.
I've only seen the series once, mainly but I've been hearing the music more than once.
Oh, me too, me too.
Yeah, it's just
I'm just yanking your leg, Jackie. But there are lots of things I
nah, it's more
noticed on a second watch through, knowing like where it goes.
yeah.
I'm curious about Zestial to be honest. I think he's the one I'm most interested in learning more about.
Sadly, he doesn't have a lot of information. I've even like researched different like every single one of them
But
for different like Easter eggs and stuff.
I noticed in the episode he appeared in, the people around him were freaked out when they see him. Like some even like start like offing themselves.
Makes me wonder what kind of demon he actually is, because if that's the
Like a
case,
guy
like even
sees him and then
Alistair,
sets himself on fire, and I'm like, it could be because of Alistair, but I think it's because of Zestial.
I mean, Zestial probably has a lot of power at this point, because it's like Alistair was even like to one of the little egg boys being like, "Shut up, or else I'm gonna break you." So even Alistair has respect for him.
Yeah.
So I don't know, because like a part of me kind of thinks that he's a demon that is caused by fear, because his design gives a little bit more of the um like boogeyman kind of feel with also arachnophobia kind of thing.
Good point. Yeah, it does. I can see that.
Yeah.
There were a lot of overlords in that meeting that I guess if you follow the lore, you'd know how their names and their whole shtick.
Yeah, no, like they're I'm trying to remember all of them, but so far the only ones we that I officially know is just Rosie, Alistair, and then of course Carmela, Carbine with Celestial, and I knew the giant chick's name. I knew that giant
The giant dinosaur.
the giant dinosaur. I remembered her name. Can't remember it now, but she owns a bar for all the giant like kaiju looking demons for for that place.
Oh, there's giant demons.
Yeah, apparently some humans can die and end up in hell, and some of them will possess powers like kaijus, kind of thing.
Oh.
So that's why she's so gigantic. That's why she's like basically like 20 times the size of everyone in the room.
Well, I mean, Alistair can make himself gigantic, so is it just like kind of like a hide your power level type of thing if you want?
I think so. I think it's just a power thing. Like if you feel like wanting to be like show off your true power and like show like how much strength you technically have, you can make your appearance bigger kind of thing, or you could just keep it on the down low and keep it as small and compact as possible.
Yeah. I noticed that. I noticed on the second watch through, I noticed that Vox in the second episode talks about we gotta make sure Alistair doesn't make a deal with the Princess of Hell or we're gonna all be in trouble.
I think that's a whole power thing because I guess well think about it this way. One of the people that are there that they've been wanting to having them join and told them no because he was known as the strongest demon that everyone feared. To have him be with the Princess of Hell, that's when you know everything is gonna go to hell because that means he's gained like almost like half her power that she doesn't even know that she even has.
I guess so. I guess the hierarchy seems weird because it doesn't seem like a lot of people respect Charlie's position from the pilot, just going from the pilot.
I mean, you're not wrong. I mean, who would listen to the princess who thinks that demons are redeemable?
I guess so, but you know, she's the princess, so you'd be like, oh god, I don't want to piss off her dad, right?
I mean, then again, I don't think her dad was even around during that time either, so they probably were like, ah, if Lucifer's a joke right now where he's basically locked himself up in a room, why should we pay attention to the Princess of Hell kind of thing?
True. But I noticed that, real curious what Alistair's whole deal is with, whatever his contract is gonna be.
You're not wrong. I'm interested in that too because it's like, what made the so-called powerful radio demon fall to his knees that he has to make a contract with someone else?
Well, I guess the thought process there is, has that always been the case, or is that just a new development?
I mean, it could explain why he was gone for 7 years.
Well, yeah, I mean, so is Lilith, which I guess I kind of don't want it to be Lilith that he made a deal with, because I feel like it's too predictable.
Is it bad to say the Hazbin Hotel is a little predictable with their things?
How so?
So if I don't know, like I think it's more because of how I've been watching a lot more of Hell of a Boss than anything. For the series lore, I've been watching it a lot. It's gotten to the point where you can almost predict what can happen in almost every episode that they release.
Well,
Like
that could just
if
be
the
the
episode
format of 30-minute of like some 30-minute shows, like I think I was rewatching Fairly Odd Parents with my niece, and I realized every kind of episode was the same early on. Timmy would make a
Yeah.
wish, and because the way he phrased the wish, Cosmo and Wanda couldn't just undo it.
Yeah.
Which I guess was pretty clever, because I guess it's like, okay, yeah, people are going to ask, why doesn't he just wish for this problem to go away? Here's the reason.
It's like he needs to learn
Because
his
the
lesson
way,
of.
because the way Timmy phrased the wish, it can't be undone.
Yeah. It's a whole be careful what you wish for kind of thing.
But yeah, do you have
So
what are some of your theories for season 2? Because I know people are making their theories.
it kind of depends on how many seasons Vivzie Pop plans on making and if she got the green light for any of them. Because from what I think of season 2, if she got the green light to do as many seasons as she pleases, I have a feeling that season 2 would end up basically becoming a a way of where Charlie can finally convince Hell that we can be that people can be redeemed, that she'll find out somehow from heaven because of Emily or because of the fact that Adam's death happened in hell. I think they might bring down somebody and be like, "Hey, did you lose a snake demon at one point in time?" And they're like, "Yeah." Well, he's redeemed. He's here in heaven, kind of thing. So they might go on second season as we can finally redeem people, kind of thing.
True. I guess I didn't. I guess I kind of figured they'd get that information quick since Lucifer can at least communicate with the angels.
I feel like he can sense when people gets redeemed. That's why he had a whole different demeanor when Charlie when everything ended, because he was like, Charlie, you're right. It actually does happen. It actually is a thing. Like, he feels like a little like ding of like someone's redeemed. Someone's actually in heaven from hell is here. Kind of thing.
Well, I guess that would infer that Sir Pentious showed up before they started singing.
Yes. Technically.
Because Sir Pentious is kind of like the stinger other than the Lilith reveal.
Oh, bit. People are also speculating that Lilith that is in hell is actually Eve.
I
And Lilith
think I've seen those theories, yeah.
Yeah. That apparently, like, Lilith, whenever she was, like, in hell with Lucifer, something went wrong, apparently, because she got overzealous with the power of her basically making the cities of hell. That she just decided, like, no, I prefer staying up in heaven, kind of thing, because I have a chance to be up in heaven instead. Because I guess Eve and Lilith look almost identical, so they basically did a swap, and that's why Lilith or Eve doesn't answer to the calls to Charlie, because the voices are different from each other. And they don't want people to know that they technically switched. That's why at the end, where Lute was over here going like, "Here, this is your end of the deal. You do something for us," kind of thing now.
I took that as Adam's dead, so the deal you two made is now voided. So if you want to stay here, here's our deal. You do this, or else.
That too. That's why I also think that season 2, if they only could stick with if they got the green light for only one more season, I feel like that would be the thing. Like, season 2 would just be Lilith is back, Mom's back, I wonder what happened, like, where did she go? And she's just gonna backstab either Lucifer or Charlie about it.
She won't be until season 3, watch. Season 2 is going to be all about stopping the V's, and then the stinger at that one's going to be Charlie's mom showing back up and it's like, alright, guys, see you in season 3.
Honestly, that might be a thing. That could be one. I don't know. I also feel like the V's are kind of like the Team Rocket kind of thing.
You think so?
Yeah, I feel like the V's are just a Team Rocket thing because with how much they were popped in throughout the season, like almost comedy relief. Except for that episode where Valentino was being extremely abusive to Angel Dust, but we don't talked about that season, that episode.
Yeah, I guess I didn't realize Valentino and Vaggie and Carmela were Mexican or Hispanic, Latino, whatever.
You're not wrong. It surprised me a little bit too, but I was like, okay, the voices, it matches, but then the fact that the more they explained it, I was like, oh.
Well, they talk in Spanish. So, well, I guess Carmela's the voice actor seems to be Hispanic or Latino. I'm not entirely sure. And
Valentino was
and
confirmed.
Vaggie would say things in Spanish.
Yeah. Valentino was actually confirmed to be in the Hispanic Latino side because of how he actually died. Was it 1950? If I remember right? In that general, like, area kind of thing. That's why, I guess in a weird way, I guess that's why he's one of those, like, as bad as it is, he's one of those, like, sex slaves or one of those, like, transportation men that usually grab random children or random adults to join them in their, like, sex community. That's why he's now in hell as basically a pimp.
Well, I guess it makes sense. I was actually thinking a lot about all the characters and thinking, I guess if I had to take Charlie's, like, mindset, all of these characters can somehow be redeemed.
Some of them can, some of them can't. Because I feel like with Valentino,
we believe in Charlie's because all the people there, we don't know what got them there. Like, what exactly did Angel Dust do? I guess that brings up the question, what higher power in this Hazbin Hotel universe is judging? Because Sarah just said we know when a soul arrives and when it's been judged.
you're not wrong.
She didn't
and
seem to
especially
have any
more.
other like knowledge that she doesn't take place in the judgment.
I mean, the fact that like Sir Pentious got redeemed because of self-sacrificing act, and that's usually a instant bing to basically heaven.
I don't know. I think it's because he did all of it. He seemed to be the only one to actually take part in Charlie's little exercises.
That's also true.
Like Angel Dust did, but Angel Dust was kind of like, "What the heck is this that we're doing?"
And also the fact that he still had Valentino like breathing down his neck, basically doing the whole like, you really think a person like you can be redeemed like this, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
So there is a theory out there that Charlie will actually break that contract between Angel Dust and Valentino. And it would basically cause Angel to be finally free and actually be redeemed.
Well, I guess maybe that would be a plot point that Angel Dust is all like that Angel Dust is about to be redeemed and ascend, but then the contract is holding him there.
Yeah, because if I remember right, because I actually did look up on how he actually died. He used to be a. This is also why he also ended up in hell. He was basically a kid trained to be in a family mafia kind of thing. He was part of his father's Italian mafia, but because of how everything got intense, because Angel Dust is gay, he prefers men than women. His dad didn't like that, and that's where the abuse from his dad comes from. But he has a twin sister who kept telling him that everything is going to be fine, everything was okay. But I don't remember what happened to the twin sister, because if you look in the background, you can actually see during whenever they were like "Welcome to Heaven" song, you can see a winner who has the color scheme and the spider-like look to her, similar to angel dust.
Okay, I thought you were talking about Valentino this entire time.
Oh no, no,
When you
angel
said like
dust, not
Italian, I
Valentino.
was like, okay, so he's that, and then you said that, I was like, wait, so he has a sibling also? I've heard of the Angel
Valentino.
Dust one. That's the thing I found out. There's so much lore. And it's like, oh, so that character in the background is Angel Dust's sister? Well, I guess that sets up for, future episode.
Yeah.
Siblings reunite.
Hopefully, but there is a 50-50 kind of thing, because he actually died of a angel dust overdose. Because he decided to off himself during one of the abusive times with Angel Dust's dad's like mafia moments.
Wow, Viv, you're getting dark.
She got really dark, and apparently it started even worse because he actually has also an older brother that is also part of the family mafia kind of thing.
Oh.
Yeah, and
Well, I guess it's cool that she has all this elaborate like background. Feels like D&D when it's like, all right, here's this elaborate background before we go into this story, so you know a bit about these characters.
Honestly, you're not wrong. Like it's just crazy with how much detail she has with every character. Like with Alistair, apparently how he died was because he got either shot in the head and then attacked by hunting dogs, or he just was found caught and got shot because he was a cannibal in real life too.
Oh, I guess it would explain why he's chummy with Rosie.
Yeah, because he was also once a cannibal.
Did you notice in that song that Charlie sings to get the cannibals, they don't fully get on board until Alistair has the verse of "You'll get to eat angels."
I mean, it's the whole, like, how do you get somebody, it's that whole thing of, like, how do you get somebody to like you? Oh, through their stomach. Because making good food usually indicates that they're going to get something good in return.
Yeah.
So, the fact that Alistair was just there like, here, you can eat angels as much as you want if you join us, and they're just like, the rarest meat that we have never even touched? Let's go for it.
So are Adam and Lute characters that have been like in the lore since like the beginning? Or are they like new developments from the show itself?
I think they were new developments for the show itself, because I did not see anything about Adam and Lute.
Because I'm wondering, I want to know what Lute's backstory is, why she has this such deep, unnerving hatred. Like, I feel like I need a justification for why do you hate demons so much? Did something happen?
I think it might be just an information thing. Like, we were all raised, like, everybody that has like religion in their family, we're all raised to hate demons, to believe in angels, to believe in God.
So you think Luke's backstory was she was in a very like religious family?
Probably, because I remember there'd be times where in some of the Catholic religion that even if you were to just speak about just saying the word demon, you would get beat, you know? So it's like that might be a whole thing in heaven. That's why Lucifer was like very concerned for Charlie, going like, there is no way you can reason with them, because it is like it's so difficult. There's a reason why he was a fallen in the first place.
I kind of feel like
Because
Mori was
he even
referring to the higher up angels. Lutz, like,
well, she did end up going to court with almost every single angel that was there, except for like the biggest ones,
but she's like
like
Adam's
God.
like right hand person. So it's like it just seems like she's not that high up, but she's not low either.
She's like that weird middle ground because she's like that whole. She's the lieutenant in the army, but not the big bad, like not like the big like chief like Adam is.
And I gotta know, like, like to know her backstory and why she didn't like call Adam on his bullcrap. Because it's like you think his attitude would be annoying to her.
I mean, probably every woman thinks that too. I definitely do. I was a little annoyed with Adam for a little bit, but he was funny.
I mean, yeah, he's annoying, but yeah, he's just like he's a fun. The energy he has.
That weird chaos. That's why everybody was kind of like,
He's like, let's
"How in
see
the
it,
heck
bruh,
is he in
and does the
heaven?"
the snap. Like I'm sure he's making good choices, right? I was like, then let's see it, bruh.
Yeah, basically. And I'm just here like, how is this dude in heaven in the first place?
Yeah.
Like, I
Or
kind of
when
agreed with
Charlie
Emily.
almost
Charlie.
like has him kind of on board until she tells him her idea. He's like, a guy of importance is like, yeah, I'm important, and is like, who'd really love to put his name on something. He's like, I love putting my name on things.
She almost got him until he ended up realizing it breaks what he's made for. Was just to slaughter sinners because he's bored. So that's what made basically Charlie basically was giving him an opportunity to put his name down on something, but he took it as a, hey, I'm taking away the toys that you liked playing with because your toys don't like you being this rough anymore.
Yeah, well, they go down and murder people.
It's
What was
straight
Luke's numbers? Like, oh, I killed 237.
him going like, hell yeah, 237. High five.
Which is funny because in a different context, it'd be so much different since I guess they're exorcists considered.
Yeah,
Just made me think of, did you ever watch Blue Exorcist back in high school?
I have.
Yeah, I think I always loved that idea. I'm like, wow, this is just such a great idea. It's like the biggest fu dad. Like the two sons of Satan become exorcists.
That is definitely a
It's like that's like
giant
the
FU.
biggest fu dad.
Not gonna lie to you, I always thought like the exorcists were actually imps that wanted to be, in heaven kind of thing because imps are hellborn sinners
It could
because
be
of
their
how
version.
they're yeah.
There's a lot of things like we said because they found out during the trial that no one really knows what gets someone into heaven.
Not wrong. Like they were over here like even confused. They even had it written down by somebody and they were like,
Well, that's what Adam says apparently got him into heaven.
you're not wrong. You're definitely not wrong.
Because he says, because they read it, he's like, hey, it got me here, didn't it?
I mean, the main reason why probably he ended up in heaven in the first
But then he
place is
also
because he was the
questions it
first
too,
man.
because he asks Sarah, like, right, Sarah? Because he starts questioning, it seemed like he questioned it right there. And Sarah's
Oh yeah,
response was,
definitely.
he was the first human soul in heaven. So there is something that's judging people and sending them who knows where.
But the question is who is the person for judgment?
Yeah, and is anyone ever truly gone? So like all the demons they've killed throughout the years by the exorcist hands, did they respawn somewhere else besides hell?
I mean, they used to call it in the pilot being erased. So that's why they were always like so worried about like anybody dying by angelic weapons because it's like they're completely erased from existence.
Such a Demon Slayer thing, now that I think about it.
Basically, yeah.
Like, especially,
Um,
you've seen all the, you've seen most of Demon Slayer, right?
Actually, I'm the only one that hasn't really seen Demon Slayer.
Well, there's for the demons can only die if you chop off their heads, and if you use the certain
Ah.
steel that the blades are made out of. So then there's instances in this anime where it's like, oh, I chopped off my own head before you could, before your sword completely cut through my head, so it don't count.
Hey,
Demon Slayer is good, but it's very simple and does have kind of like, how exactly did that work? You're telling me you
fair enough,
combined
okay.
yourself with a train? Like, how did you do that? Could any demon do that?
You're not wrong. I kind of question that sometimes,
And then it's also
from
the
when my
idea that, you
sisters
know
mention
what,
it.
they're vampires, not really demons. You could rename it Vampire Slayer and you don't really lose anything.
Like, there isn't any difference anymore.
Well, no, I mean they die to sunlight, they drink blood, their blood they call them blood arts for whatever their special technique they can do is.
Oh,
So it's like they're vampires.
day vampires.
But I think we've discussed enough about Hazbin. Unless you can think of anything else you want to talk about or nerd about.
um, Not that I can think of at the top of my head, not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, it's like I feel like we've covered a lot of the bases.
Extremely.
Yeah, well, what are your handles? Where can they find you, Jackie?
Well, of course, I am basically almost in every social media that you can think of. Just look up Creepy Wolfie 46, and you can find me on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, or the now X thing,
I think
which
I'm never not gonna call it X. It's Twitter.
is forever Twitter. Like,
It's
I have
forever
to look it
Twitter.
up
It's
as
like I'm
Twitter.
sorry, but I can't justify saying it's like I'm just so used to saying Twitter.
Same. Like, I feel like if I type it in as, oh, I'm gonna go to X, I feel like I'm gonna go accidentally on a porn site.
Well, only if you put multiple X's.
You're not wrong,
If
but
not,
I'm
you might
always
get
scared
Red
I
X from
might.
Teen Titans. You might get X Samurai, which was also Rurouni Kenshin.
Whack. But yeah, I'm basically on almost every social media. Just look up Creepy Wolfie or Creepy Wolfie 46. Just not on DeviantArt because I still can't afford to change the username yet. So that's my old one for like Chain Dark Angel.
Wait, you have to pay to
But
change your handle on DeviantArt?
yes, you have to pay for it. You have to get like the whole core system thing, and you're supposed to pay like almost five. I think it's $5 or almost $1 to get it changed.
Dang,
I've been
that's.
tempted so many times, but I'm like, nah, I'm
I
never
mean,
on DeviantArt. But
DeviantArt's
I,
still a big thing. I don't think I ever really hear people talk about DeviantArt.
you're not wrong. DeviantArt has been more for like during our time back, like when we were in high school, middle school. It's usually around that general area for people.
Yeah, so it's either
Instagram
Creepy Wolfie or Creepy Wolfie 49?
46, 46.
46.
Just remember it
Was that
as
just was 46, or did you choose that for a reason, or was it just like Creepy Wolfie's taken, you could be one of these ones and you just clicked on the first one you saw?
no. It's more nerdier that way. Nerdy here. Because of my favorite characters in Bleach. Number 4 is Ulquiorra. Number 6 is Grimjow.
Oh my gosh.
That's how nerdy I got the name from. Creepy Wolfie was back with an old friend of mine that suggested my name should be Creepy Wolfie because I loved wolves and I liked creepypasta during that time.
It's okay. I mean, I'm
So
not
I
gonna say it, but all of my passwords are something. It's like all my
same.
passwords are the same, but it's something. I'm obviously not gonna say what it is, but it's this thing from, and then maybe. Honestly, yes, I have used when
Same.
it tells me that you
And
need like, especially ones that tell me you need a number. I'll either
I'm
put like
always just there like,
one, or I'll put like, all right, this my favorite
that's
hashtag.
how I am. That's how my passwords were too. I sat there with like everything like just
I mean, different passwords, but I'm like, oh my god, I don't remember the difference between my YouTube password or this password.
honestly, that's why I kept also all my usernames the same too, because I sat there going like, okay, we'll go with Creepy Wolfie, we'll go with
Well, that
Chained
helps with
Angel, we'll go
branding
with
though. That helps with branding, Jackie.
definitely I
This
did
other
not
thing
think
is
for
just a
branding
memory
first.
issue that I can't keep track of all of my passwords if they were all different.
I kinda have them all written down on a sketchbook somewhere yonder.
God, yeah, I hope you know what that sketchbook is.
This is why I'm kinda glad that Google does the whole we'll save your password.
Yeah, well, you can find me on YouTube, Twitter, and TikTok as the Chompy Man.
Chompy man.
Yeah, I embraced it. I
You
don't know.
embrace
Did you see
Chompy.
my post on Facebook on my Facebook story a couple weeks ago
I did.
when I
Not,
thought for like I thought of that because I thought my nickname came from the dinosaur from Land Before Time. It's like I thought it was just a variation of Chomper.
yeah.
But then my mom told me it was from a Hispanic, like a Mexican TV show my grandpa would watch, and he called me Chompiras.
Chompy.
And everyone in school thought it was because of the goat from Fairly Odd Parents.
You know, I never thought it was the goat at all. I just thought it was just a random nickname because of how, Hispanic cultures, it's either they give you the nickname of what they can make fun of you with.
Yeah, what's yours, Jackie?
Back in ye olden days, I could not pronounce Chiquita,
Chiquita?
so I called it Gachita. And forever, my granddad has like burned that into my brain that that was my nickname for him. So I'm forever Gachita to any of my family because of that name.
All right,
Well, on
yeah,
my
it
mom's
was
side of the
good.
family, at least.
It's actually nice. It was good chatting
Yeah.
with you. If you ever want to nerd out about other things, hit me up. We'll do a video on it. I'm wanting to do a drunk, like watch something like a drink while watching type of thing.
Ooh, I'd be down for that. I've been wanting to do that for so long.
But I'm trying to think of the show. I mean, right now my first idea is like Power Rangers. It's like let's do go drunk. Let's go drunk Rangers,
I would be so down for that
and we'll
every
watch the
single
old
time.
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. We'll decide like a drinking game, like
Yes!
drink every time they reuse footage.
Oof.
I don't know if we'd be dead by that or something fun.
I don't know. Me and my sisters had recently got into a drama called 911, and we decided on the worst episodes to drink every single time there was a 911 call for something stupid. And we chose the wrong episode for that. I got way too wasted because the whole episode was literally about the episode title was called The Worst People.
Yeah. All right then.
So I'd be down.
Yeah, I'm gonna post this on Facebook after I post my actual review. Check it out when I'm able to get it posted, Jackie.
Hell yeah.
And then I'll post
Then
this
yeah,
video.
just let me. Heck yeah. Then
were you
yeah, just
saying?
let me know whenever you have time again, and I'd be down anytime after maybe 6:30.
Yeah, we could watch like an hour of Power Rangers and have a beer, I guess, or
Whatever alcohol of choice we have in our current living space.
yeah, at the time. All right, Jack, you have a
Yeah.
good one. I'm gonna stop the recording. I'm not hanging up on you. I'm just gonna stop the recording.